we're live, everybody.
Get in. Oh, man.
Wow.
What's going on with the game?
And we're live in the Super Bowl. We're like in the last minute. What's happening? What's happening in the Super Bowl game? We will get to SPSM. What's happening?
The Eagles are up by 5 points.
But also, it turns out there's some really interesting research related to the Super Bowl and suicide prevention.
I'm traumatized. Chris is traumatized.
Yeah.
And April just smiles and acts like it's all fun and game until somebody gets whacked.
I live in Boston, Massachusetts.
Answer the question, Tony. No, wait. That's evasive. Your Honor, please direct the witness to answer the question. The question, Tony, is not where you live, sir. It's who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl, the game that's being played right now.
And show that the teams making the playoffs and winning championships related to decline rates of suicide.
The Philadelphians are, in fact, the most violent, crazed sports fans in the country.
Yeah, they're the Scottish soccer hooligans of the United States.
So I would expect that their suicide rate to go down, crisis calls to go down.
So let's put this in context in terms of other data. How many interventions do we know of that statistically have that predictable and widespread and immediate of an effect in suicide prevention?
So the events that tend to increase social connectivity and traumatic events, disasters in the short term tends to kind of trigger our protective, group cohesive connectivity response.
And the Super Bowl, weirdly enough, is one of the tiny number of things we think make a really big difference.
We know that the events that tend to trigger this sorts of thing are when people already have an invested interest. For instance, there are teams involved, or there's this innate sense to root for your tribe, your group, right?
In fact, we know that if we prevent someone from attempting or dying by suicide, they don't necessarily go on to reattempt. They don't go on to die.
So you're brought into this connection with people based on a whole number of different things because of the whole experience. So there's like several layers of belongingness, I think, that are happening with the Super Bowl.
So there's something where people are very intentionally capitalizing on and accelerating the experience of we're all in this together. Like, so even if you're a Pats fan or an Eagles fan, we're all at the Super Bowl.
But that shared social experience was critically important to this small town that I was from.
The concept of social capital is this really interesting concept about how we measure the value of our social network.
Maybe what you need is a crisis center, but maybe also what you need is a sports league. And you probably need to make sure everyone has a jersey and someone's bringing the bean dip on game night.
People being able to help each other out. The more folks that you're connected to, the more assistance, the more you can help other people. So it's not just about helping, but also getting help. Both of these things tend to increase social connectivity.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the losers of the Super Bowl?
Because there's a protective factor. We all lost together. We all are experiencing this loss together. People are talking to each other. Oh man, that sucked. That was horrible. What are you saying, Tony?
Dictatorships.
Socialism is our future, Tony.
Mediated.
You're just
Socialism is our future.
You're in
Communism didn't work out.
Go hug a Pats fan.
We have these events that people get charged up about where people are talking about it, where people are sharing and they're invested. There's more communication. You actually feel like you're a part of something. And for people who are feeling lonely or disconnected, all of a sudden they're feeling less lonely and less disconnected.